What's up, Sam Salinas? Good morning. Got some breaking news. Cowboys made something happen. Jerry made something happen.
They're all in.
Oh, Lord, man. What's good, Jesse A? What's good, man? It's hump day. Damn right, Chris Gonzalez. What's up, man?
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What is up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from beautiful San Antonio, Texas. West Side, West Bexar County represented. My name's Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. We starting off with breaking news today, man. We lots to get into, like we always do. Sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We're gonna have a deep dive into whether or not any of you all are excited about the new Bamba movie that was just announced. A remake
Richie
of the 1987 classic. Who's gonna play Bob?
God.
Who's gonna play Richie? Who's gonna play Donna?
Hey, man, Bob turned into the villain in Ozark, man.
So we're going to get into that a little bit later. Obviously, we're talking all things sports, all things pop culture. But we're going to start off with the breaking news reported by Todd Archer of the Dallas Morning News and also Adam Schefter also reaching out to us. Todd Archer, by the way, of ESPN, rather. Dalvin Cook is now a member of the Dallas Cowboys. That is right. The Dallas Cowboys have signed Dalvin Cook, who is a former Pro Bowl running back, 29 years old, was a star with the Minnesota Vikings, and now beefing up what was a weak running back room, a running back committee, which had Rico Dowdle, Zeke Elliott. You know, they had that 5'5" dude. You know, they had to beef it up a little bit. Dalvin Cook, are you excited, Cowboy fans, about this? Now, Dalvin Cook, according to Todd Archer, will be signed by the Cowboys today. He had visited Frisco for the past 2 days, but he's not going to be there for week one. He's going to be on the practice squad to start off, right? God has to learn the offense. Yeah. He's going to be part of the practice squad for week one, maybe be part of the system for week two and thereon. How excited are you about this? Are the Cowboys all in with this one?
Look at Jesse A's comment here. Uncle Jerry is gearing up towards the 2019 Super Bowl with Zeke and Dalvin.
I mean, 2019, Zeke and Dalvin were probably two of the four best running backs in the entire league. I mean, in 2020, Dalvin Cook rushed for 1,557 yards. He did have injuries when he joined the Jets last year, but he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons or more.
Yeah.
Actually, there were 1,100 yards or more in rushing. The guy knows how to get into the end zone, man. 47 career touchdowns. But last season, because of injuries, limited to just a few games, only 200 yards rushing. But he has the pedigree. He's 29 years old, 5'10" out of Florida State. The guy knows how to play. It's just whether or not he has anything left in the tank. Because if there's something left in the tank, if it's just like, hey, he just sucked last year because he was hurt, that's one thing. If he has something left in the tank, he could be RB1 by week 5 or 6.
We'll see, man. The Cowboys do definitely need some help. So I guess this is Jerry's definition of all in. Puro pinche Cowboys.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, this is not a bad pickup. Anyone to argue that this is a bad pickup is wrong.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not it's a good pickup.
And we're about to find out.
Because Dalvin Cook, we know when he was with Minnesota 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, when we would do fantasy football drafts, he was always going in the top 5, right?
That was your guy.
He was a big-time running back, but then he got hurt. Signed a one-year contract with the Jets back in August of 2023. Appeared in 15 games, had some injuries, right? But it was the fact that Breece Hall became a stud for the Jets. Breece Hall, a young running back. So they basically had him as the backup. Then he went to the Ravens, was on the practice squad for a while, didn't really do much for the Ravens. Now makes his way to the Dallas Cowboys. So he wasn't good enough to start for the New York Jets. But again, Breece Hall is a badass. Okay, so we're not going to say that he was behind some scrub. Breece Hall, second-round pick from 2022 out of Iowa State, very, very, very good player. In fact, in most fantasy leagues right now, is going off the board of the top 5. But Dalvin Cook, as a member of the Dallas Cowboys, so you have a running back committee that has Dalvin Cook, Zeke Elliott, Rico Dowdle. I would say that Dalvin Cook is going to get this team 500 yards. 500 yards. It's going to be a running back by committee type of thing. They're going to go with a hot hand, right? If Zeke is looking good, they're going to ride Zeke. They're going to feed Zeke like he likes to be fed, right? The Ewok. If Dalvin Cook looks spry, they're going to go after him as well. They're going to go and give him the rock. But I look at it, man. Dalvin Cook, what he brings to this team, though, is the ability to catch the ball out of the outfield or out of the backfield, rather. Back in 2019, had 53 receptions, 44 receptions back in 2020, 39 in 2022. So he's a dual threat backfield, catch the ball, screen passes, things like that. I would say that I'd be more excited about Dalvin Cook being on this team than Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott has shown 5 years in a row of deteriorating stats, right? Going from 5 yards per carry to 4.8 to 4.3 to 4.1.
He's just a battering ram, bro. That's all he is.
Again, I've said this before on the show. If I had to bet my life on a pickup of a touchdown from the 1 inch mark, I would bet Zeke, because Zeke somehow or another can stumble his way into the end zone better than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a battering ram. You're going to use him in the red zone.
Like Mike Allstott back in the day for Tampa Bay. There's certain players, half-yard line, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, that they're money.
We're almost at the red zone, boys. We 4-1.
Yeah.
Put him in.
But they need somebody from the 20 to 20, and that's not Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott is a red zone offense type of running back right now. That's what he is, right? He was like a starting pitcher who's now a relief pitcher, right? Just put him in there when they're inside the 10, and you'll get something good happening. But Dalvin Cook, though, is somebody who just a few years ago was getting you 1,400. And I say a few, just 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, played all 17 games, had nearly 1,500 yards total offense, rushing and receiving. 1,500 yards. It's not bad.
Not bad.
He played for the Jets, played 15 games last season, but he got stuck behind a younger running back. Cowboys could have done worse.
Yeah, and look at Sam Salinas. I was going to read his comment here. He put, just about every pick is meh until we're shown otherwise. I will gladly eat crow if this signing pays off.
Yeah.
And he's talking about Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Sam also reached out asking the question, can he pass protect? Hell, can Zeke pass protect? Who says that? Chris Gonzalez coming out saying Dalvin Cook is a Band-Aid on a wound.
Well, you know what? Truth be told, like we were talking about in yesterday's episode, the Cowboys' defense is a lot better than their offense. Mm-hmm. So if the defense can come up big, get you some stops, the offense doesn't have to be all that great. They can be mediocre.
Just be average.
Yeah.
Now, the big news from yesterday was the fact that the Cowboys re-signed CeeDee Lamb to a $34 million a year gig, 4 years. $100 million guaranteed. The largest signing bonus of all time for a non-quarterback at over $35 million. The Cowboys now have a handful of weapons. So they don't have the weapons that the Houston Texans have. But the Houston Texans have a good defense. The question is, can the Dallas Cowboys have a great defense? Because as you've said, we've seen certain teams back in the day, the Ravens, back in the day, the Buccaneers, who can make the Super Bowl. The Broncos.
No.
We've seen them make the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl with an elite defense and just a mediocre offensive game.
Yeah, we got an incoming super chat here from our friend of the show, the Drew Show.
Drew Show coming out saying Dalvin pushing 30 and injured running back on the other side of the NFL curve. Excited? Was I excited when my dad bought my neighbor's 1976 Impala Coupe back in 1989? Again, Dalvin Cook. Now, Dalvin Cook is not on the opposite side of 30 yet. He's 29. Thank you so much for the super chat. I guess that's the thing. He's not the shiny toy, right? But can he be 75% of what he was 2 years ago? Because would that excite you? Joe, you are a Cowboy fan. Now, you've already adopted the Texans as your Sancha team.
I have.
We've already made the joke that when they play each other in November, you're going to take off the Cowboy hat and put on the Texans cap and start sitting with pleasure from San Antonio Sports Star.
We're going to be rooting for the Texans.
So, but you're a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
I'm from the outside looking in, thinking to myself, this is not a bad pickup. It could be worse. He's going to be on the practice squad for week 1, according to Todd Archer of ESPN. It could be worse, right?
Could be.
But the other part of me is saying, well, why was he even available? I mean, if he's so damn good, why was he still on the waiver wire, the free agency wire, at this stage of the game? Are you telling me that none of the other 30 teams in the NFL needed a running back or at least a backup running back?
Yeah.
That's what gives me a little bit cause of concern.
I think the pick, or the pickup, should I say, could convey, but we'll have to see if he can remain healthy. And that's the thing when you're getting these players that are on the tail end of their career. They're up there in age already. They're veteran players. They know the game. But the thing is, it's just like CP3 with the Spurs, Harrison Barnes. They can be a great piece to the team, an instrumental piece if healthy. And that's the thing I think is the biggest question mark here with Cowboy fan is, can he remain healthy? And if he does, like you said, hey, maybe something can happen. Maybe it'll be like Jerry was a freaking, genius, getting this Dalvin Cook,
Well, the update right now from Todd Archer of ESPN saying, quote, a day after visiting the Dallas Cowboys, veteran running back Dalvin Cook is signing with the club's practice squad, according to sources. Tuesday's workout went well, and Cook was in good shape. He can be called up from the practice squad and play in week 1 if needed. So, outside chance of him playing week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Again, the Browns favored by 2.5 points. But Dalvin Cook, you see these videos coming out. Reminds me of Mike Tyson. Whenever you see Mike Tyson working
throwing
out.
hands.
Yeah.
We got an incoming super chat again by the Drew Show. Thank you, Drew.
Well, let's take a look at that before we go into that.
Sure.
Let's take a look at this Dalvin Cook video of him working out. This was posted on Twitter a couple of days ago. I mean, he looks in shape. I mean, remember back in the day when it was Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison?
Yeah.
1-2 punch in Minnesota? I'll tell you what, though, man. He does look in shape. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's turned back the clock or anything like that.
I think he could get half a run for his money, man.
Dude.
That's that, what do you call that? That Spartan workout,
Yeah.
There's just no AC, no frills, just a hard workout, man.
Let's see that super chat from Drew Show. But again, Dalvin Cook, your newest member of the Dallas Cowboys, signing with a practice squad, according to ESPN's Todd Archer. Drew Show with another $5 super chat said, sure, it had a little mileage. Cowboys backfield is a used car lot on Zarzamora. Facts. Drive it down the street and ignore all the creaks and squeals. I see what you're saying, because none of these are young backs to be excited about, right? You know that once you get to 30 in the NFL, you hit a downturn. Zeke Elliott hit that downturn at 26. Dalvin Cook couldn't sniff the field because of Breece Hall, right? But Breece Hall's a really good running back. But that's what they do in the NFL. They chew you up and spit you out. The question is there still taste in that bubble gum that is Dalvin Cook? Or is he going to be chewed up and spit out, and that's basically it? Is he going to join? Now, what happens if he joins his team and it's a difficult offense for him to get together, to comprehend? What if it takes a while for him to learn the passing scheme? The guy can run the ball. The guy can catch the ball. He is faster than Zeke. He is tougher than Zeke. I think by the end of the year, Dalvin Cook is your starting running back.
RB1. Look at Mexican Jr. here on YouTube. Thanks for watching, by the way. He says, we should have gone after Frank Gore Jr., who was cut by Buffalo. The dude has some upside and good lineage.
Dude, Frank Gore has been in the league for about 20 years, man. Sith says, Jost woke up. It's Christmas all over again. Dalvin Cook to the Cowboys. This is our year, guys. Are going to be super excited about this. Again, 2020 called, said great pickup, right? But it's 2024, unfortunately. I like the pickup for the Cowboys. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? Maybe it's a diamond in the rough, but no one else was after him. No one else was bringing him in to camp. No one else wanted Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. Sam Salinas calling you out, Mike. He says, Mike, the guy who says players say all the right things. Believe that clip was an actual workout. That was publicity.
Okay, and just like the Mike Tyson videos, by the way, which are when he was going to supposedly fight Jake Paul, were heavily edited to make it look like he was still in great shape. I'm just saying, if you just look at the physique looks like 0% body fat. He doesn't look like he has overeaten himself out of the league. He looks okay. Hand of a Fist says Cook could be extra ammo.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Cook could be extra ammo.
To load come December, January, and beyond. This our year, boys. Okay, I don't know about January, but maybe December. Drew Show saying Dalvin looks in shape in relation to the average Alamo City podcast subscriber. Wow. He did no running in that clip. He threw a ball and gingerly walked away. Sith is calling us all Scrooges. What's this? JHNSB. Mike believes the Ben Simmons summer workout videos. Thank you so much. Charlie Hernandez, tired, he says, of the Cowboys picking up these semi-pro talent dudes.
You know why they do that? Because they just ain't got the money, man. They
got the same amount of money as everybody else.
I know, but I mean, they're already over the cap. You know, Jerry don't like wasting no money. You don't like
everybody else can figure it out, man. Everyone else.
I mean, but that's the thing that makes that's the equalizer and everything, right?
Yeah.
Is the cap.
Look at the post that I see right here on Twitter. I don't know who did this, but it says Dalvin Cook and Zeke in 2024. The old guys from the Muppets.
Hey, man, pour some out for the Muppets too, dude. Speaking of that, they're going to wind up bulldozing the whole thing at the Disney World, man, in Florida.
Yeah.
I just got word. They have like a little Muppets area, right? Really a lot of people go there. But, I mean, they're going to bulldoze the whole damn thing. So, pour it out.
Gridiron engaged with this GIF right here. This is a live look of the Cowboys running back room. Just old guys and walkers.
Old guys, man.
Dalvin Cook, again, is your newest member of the Dallas Cowboys. ESPN's Todd Archer reporting, again, that he is signing with the team after visiting the squad for 2 days. He was out there in Frisco over the weekend and looked good, apparently, in the workout on Tuesday. Looked good enough to bring him onto the practice squad. Again, he's available to be part of the 53-man roster if needed week 1, but he's signing with the practice squad. Dalvin Cook, former All-Pro from the Minnesota Vikings, former member of the New York Jets and Baltimore Ravens, is now a Dallas Cowboy. We're going to see what he looks like and what he plays like wearing the star on his helmet. Joe, I was watching ESPN earlier today.
Yeah.
And ESPN was talking about teams that have the highest chances of making the Super Bowl. At number 1 in the NFC, they have the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay, I could see that.
At number 2, they have the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Somehow or another, at number 3, they have your Dallas Cowboys.
Jesus,
with the third best chance of making the Super Bowl.
No, man.
Do you believe that or not?
No, that's a flat-out lie, dude. Flat-out lie. What have the Cowboys shown you as fans, as Cowboy fans, that they have what it takes to even get past a wild card game? What happened last year when they went up against Green Bay and Love?
Mm-hmm.
They got embarrassed, man. Embarrassed. And, you know, that's the thing with these Cowboys. They can have a great regular season. They can even flirt with, hey, maybe we can go ahead and be a wild card team. But when it comes to that big moment, they don't have what it takes to win in the big game, man.
Now, ESPN says that the Cowboys have more than a 75% chance of making the playoffs.
Don't believe it, man. Dakota Rain Prescott is not that guy, man. He is not that guy. He's not going to take you to the promised land. But the sad thing is, he might not do that here while he's a Dallas Cowboy. But watch him go somewhere else, and that team goes to the Super Bowl.
Well, he needs everything to be all lined up. And there's a lot of other teams out there that he could do well with. You and I have opined and theorized that the Raiders would be a good stop for him.
That would be.
Dude, we've also looked at the Saints as a possibility, the Jets, because the Jets are no longer there.
Can you imagine? You'd have to buy a Prescott jersey if you're a Saints fan.
I would, man.
I know you would.
I would.
I know you would.
You know, but bigger and better things are out there for Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott takes onto the field in, 11 days? If he steps on the field without a contract, he coming back for the Cowboys. He is done as a member of the Dallas Cowboys. They need to sign him this week or next week. Because if he is on week 1, takes the field without a contract, they're not going to do it mid-season.
No, dude.
Cowboys could theoretically sign him, but at that point, why would he? Dak already has the notoriety. Dak Prescott. This is the beautiful thing about the NFL. There's no such thing as big market, small market. In the NBA, there is. You want to be a Laker. You want to be a Warrior. You want to be a Bull. You want to be a Knick. You want to be a Net. Big markets matter. Miami Heat. Big markets matter in the NFL. In the NBA, rather. Big markets matter in the NBA. Small markets are a thing because there are a lot of people who don't want to go to Milwaukee. They don't want to go to San Antonio, despite the fact that we have superstars. But in the NFL, you can be the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, who no one can even pinpoint on a map.
Oh, come on, Mike. Wisconsin, man.
Green Bay has a population of 106,000 people.
The frozen tundra, Mike.
106,000 people. You know what that is? That's like New Braunfels and San Marcos combined.
And they got more cows than people here.
New Braunfels, San Marcos, Seguin is a bigger metroplex than the Green Bay Packers. Maybe if you add Wimberley and Blanco
man.
to the
I bet you
mix.
Cotulla has a better population of cows and people, man.
Corpus Christi has 300,000 people. It's 3 times bigger than Green Bay.
Jeez, man.
Okay? But does it matter? You could be Jordan Love. You could be Josh Jacobs. You could go to Green Bay, be a superstar. You could be Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and play in that city.
Look at what our good friend of the show, John Dyers, here in the chat. He says, I'm telling y'all, the Cowboys' success will depend on the rush defense.
There's a lot to be said about that because that was what killed them last year. That was the Achilles heel.
Couldn't
we saw
stop
that
the run
with Aaron Jones in the playoffs, just running it up the gut every single time, gashing them for 7 yards, 8 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards. They just couldn't stop them. And then we see that Dak Prescott somehow magically threw for 400 yards, right? Dude, that was against a prevent defense. They were down 3 touchdowns right away. He was playing against a dime prevent the entire time. Dak Prescott's stats there are so super inflated. It wasn't even a legit defense he was playing. They were just playing not to lose at that point, right?
Yeah.
But as John Dyer mentions, the Cowboys have gone out there try to get after some defensive linemen. They're trying to shore that up because that was the Achilles heel. Deron Bland going to be missing some significant time because of injury. So the Cowboys do have some issues to deal with there. But that run defense is big.
Yep.
Now the Cowboys in week 1 don't have to go against Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is injured. So the Cleveland Browns have a backup running back that's going to take the field against the boys. And apparently he did pretty good. He rushed for over 800 yards last year, man.
Yeah, we got another comment here by Sam Salinas. He says, and why, in response to what I was saying about Dakota Rain Prescott, because Dak disappears in the playoffs. Joe just made the case for why he doesn't deserve a fat contract and said some bottom-feeding team will pay him because simply making the playoffs is the dream.
So who's the quarterback for the Cowboys next season? Cooper Rush? Trey Lance?
Trey Lance can rush.
Quinn Ewers?
But he's going to throw like 5 picks.
Dude.
I mean, the Cowboys, they really don't have a backup plan if Dakota Rain Prescott leaves for greener pastures. And you're right. If the Cowboys believe that Dak is their guy for the foreseeable future, sign him. If that's the guy you're going to roll with, for better or for worse, sign him now. Make him happy as he's going into the regular season. And what happens if he winds up being the MVP of the league?
Mm-hmm.
You got a deal. Because if he becomes the MVP and you did not ink out that deal,
He'll get it somewhere. He'll get it somewhere else.
That asking price just went up, and Jerry's going to have egg on his face.
And you know what? He doesn't have to sign. The Cowboys have no ability to franchise tag Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott holds all the cards, including the jokers. Dak Prescott even has the box upon which the cards were brought. He holds them all. And who's to say that he wants to be a Cowboy? The one thing about Dak Prescott is that he says absolutely nothing, right? He is a corporate guy. Like in the movie Bull Durham, when Crash Davis was trying to show Nuke how to talk to the media, just all in cliches and just talk but not say anything. That is exactly who Dak Prescott is. If anyone says that they know what Dak Prescott feels or wants, that he wants to be a Cowboy for the rest of his life or any of that crap, they don't know. He is a complete PR dream. He says the right thing at the right times, talks a lot, smiles a lot, but doesn't say anything of consequence. We don't know how Dak Prescott feels. Dak Prescott can go into the season and go, hey, man, I built up a name for the first decade of the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. Everyone knows who I am. Now I'm going to go off to the highest bidder. Dude, he'd be even bigger in Vegas. Imagine Dak Prescott as the quarterback of the Jets and taking the Jets to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Jets who haven't won a Super Bowl since 69?
Yeah. Been a long
Broadway Joe
time, man.
Super Bowl 3? What are we on, 50-something for crying out loud?
Yeah, man. It's been a while. Been a while.
So, looking right now at ESPN.com, ESPN bet the odds of winning the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs right now have the best odds according to Vegas at 5-1 odds, followed by the San Francisco 49ers at 6-1. Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens have the third best odds at 10-1. Eagles at 11-1. Again, ESPN saying that the Eagles, that the Cowboys have a better chance of making the Super Bowl than the Eagles. Well, that's the analytics. Vegas is saying, no. Eagles are 11-1. Bengals at 13-1. Bills at 16-1, along with the Houston Texans at 16-1. Dallas Cowboys, Green Bay Packers at 18-1. And then rounding things off, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets at 20-1 odds to make the Super Bowl. Those are the top 12 teams, if you will.
John Dyer's making fun of you. He says, Skip equals big markets. Don't matter. Skip equals Dak would be bigger in Vegas.
Well, here's the thing. What I meant by that. It's the fact that big markets don't matter in the sense that in small markets, you can be a star in New England. New England Patriots, right? That's not Boston. That's Foxborough, Massachusetts. That is like an hour and a half away from Boston. Right? You can be a big player, a big-time player in Carolina, in Tampa Bay. You don't have to be in Dallas or L.A. to be successful or a star. You don't. Small markets get the job done. The thing about Vegas, though, is that Vegas has a glitz and glamour that's a little bit different these days because Vegas is the happening spot for sports. Dude, 10 years ago, growing up, we were always told there could never be professional sports in Las Vegas because of the casinos, right?
Yeah.
And now what do we have? We have the Silver Stars go over there as the Aces.
You got the Raiders.
You have the Raiders, who are at Allegiant Stadium over there, right? Now you have Major League Baseball. The Oakland A's are going to somehow make their way over there. They're going to make a stop in Sacramento for a while, and then they're going to, or Fresno, or wherever they're going, and then they're going to make their way to Vegas. So they're going to have an MLB team. They'll probably have an NBA team at some point.
Oh, no doubt. There's going to be an expansion coming up.
Right. And so Las Vegas is the fun place for sports. They've hosted the NFL draft. They've got the summer league for the NBA. Vegas is where it's at, right? And just the idea, the glitz and glamour, the notoriety of Dak Prescott going over there would be huge.
Yeah, and you think that there would be an empty seat in that stadium?
Right.
No,
not at all. And then on top of that, if he goes to New York to play for the Jets, because if I had to bet those two teams that he would play for, it'd be the Jets or the Raiders. He goes to the Jets. You know, ESPN, because they're headquartered in Bristol, Connecticut, and in New York, would be all about Dak Prescott over there. He'd be the biggest story ever simply because he is in New York. Now, again, you could be big in a small market, but that's not to say that you can't make an even bigger splash from time to time. If the name, if the Venn diagram between the name and the market match, it's because of the Cowboys, because he wore the star for so long. Sam Salinas is coming out and saying, whoa, come on, Mike, bad example. Patriots are Boston, Cowboys are really Dallas in name only.
We need to get Dyer back in here. He says, rumor is Alamo City Sportscast is moving to Vegas. They pay us the right amount of money.
We might make it happen.
Sure enough. Me and Mike might be drunk every day doing the show. We in Vegas. Have a little drink in our hand.
Live from Circa.
We'd be going live from the Whataburger.
That's funny, dude. That's funny, man. But let's give some love to, you know what? Let's give some love to me first, Joe. I'm going to mix it up a little bit.
Mix it up a little bit? All right.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Let's do that.
You know, I now have the green light.
There you go.
Like John Legend, give me the green light. I have the green light now to market my financial practice. 210-508-0369. Dude, I've been in financial advising for 19 years, handling millions of dollars worth of people's investments. I do their insurance planning, whether it be life insurance, disability insurance. My people also help out when it comes to auto and home. I don't do that particularly, but I have my people who do it. If you need help with that, reach out to me, 210-508-0369. People who are starting retirement plans, people who have old plans, or who say, well, I have an IRA someplace else. Well, who's your advisor? Do you have one? Do you have someone who calls you every 6 months to meet with you about this? I am a fiduciary, which means everything I say and do needs to be in the client's best interest. Been doing this for 19 years, and if you go to brokercheck.org and look up Michael Jimenez in San Antonio, Texas, you're going to notice been in business since 2005, and I have zero complaints. Zero complaints. They're called disclosures in my industry. Zero. I do a good job. 210-508-0369. Give me a call. Hey, Joe, let's talk about UTSA football.
Yeah, let's talk, man.
Take it on Kennesaw State.
On Saturday.
2:30 kickoff, going to be on ESPN or one of the ESPN channels. I was looking at something earlier today and yesterday that I thought to be kind of fascinating, and I'm pulling it up on my phone. UTSA this week released its depth chart, right? So I'm looking at like a guy named Kamar Missouri, for example, is going to be left tackle.
Let's go ahead. I thought you were going to show the depth chart right now.
Oh, you know what? I'll show that up there. But yeah, so the depth chart comes out, and it's kind of a big deal, right? UTSA letting you know who's going to be the starting left tackle, who's going to be the starting running back, and all that stuff. This is birdsup.com showing the depth chart, right? What I found interesting was there are 5 positions that have not been determined as to who was going to be the starter, right? Linebacker, one of the linebacker positions is still open. One of the defensive back positions, one of the cornerback positions open. One of the wide receiver positions, the wide receiver 3 spot, they still don't know yet. But should UTSA fans be worried that they have not named a starting quarterback yet, and the season starts in 3 days?
I don't think they should be worried. I mean, maybe it's a tough decision.
There's an old saying that says that if you don't know who your quarterback is, if you have too many quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. You should know who your starter is, and right now it looks like it's going to be a battle between Eddie Marburger and Owen McCown. Now, Owen McCown played a lot last season in the bowl game and whatnot, but for some reason, UTSA has not named one. It is possible that Coach Traylor might want to play both of them, have them battle it out on the field. Again, Kennesaw State's coming on in as a 24-point underdog. UTSA should roll them, but is this a cause for concern, Joe, to not have a starting quarterback 72 hours before the season starts?
I mean, I'm sure Coach Traylor is probably going to announce something either later on today, or for sure he's going to have to do it by Thursday. But if you're looking at deadlines, the heat is on him right now. He's got to announce you got to announce your starting quarterback. You can't go into the game and be like an hour before the game, this is our guy. I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions, right? Especially at the practice facility, because you're going to have the media that's out there, and they're going to want to know who's the quarterback, who's your starting QB for the season.
Now, Owen McCown took some down. And Owen McCown is somebody that you take a look at what he's done already in the NCAA. They brought him in. I believe he played for Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Has the pedigree because of his dad. I would have thought for sure it would have been him. Owen McCown, 21 years old, from Dallas, Texas. Played for Colorado, yeah. And then, then you have primetime going on in there. And he up and leaves, goes to UTSA. McCown, played 7 games last year, started one of them. Had 74% accuracy, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions last season. I mean, showing some flashes. I don't know, man. I don't know. He has family that played in the NFL. His dad played in the NFL. So I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking to myself, he's the son of Josh McCown and the nephew of Luke McCown, who played in the NFL.
Look at Chris Gonzalez. He says, no, Jeff is playing his cards close to his chest. He will start with Eddie, then go with Owen.
Okay. But why? I mean, do you have to play? It's not like UTSA is going up against Florida State to start the year.
Kennesaw State.
It's Kennesaw State, which I did not know was in Atlanta. Did you know it was in Atlanta?
I didn't know it was in Atlanta.
I thought Kennesaw State was like out in Appalachia somewhere, right? It's somewhere in Kentucky or West Virginia, right? But UTSA going up against Kennesaw State on Saturday, 2:30 kickoff, 24-point spread. Dude, lay the 24 points. Give the 24 points. UTSA should just roll them. UTSA by 40 this weekend. Now, yesterday I was talking about the fact that I was going to go to the UTSA game because I go to a lot of them. But I had a work colleague say, hey, I've got lower level 50-yard line seats to the UT game against Colorado State. Do you want to go? My good buddy Sean Quintero, who's a avid listener of this podcast, he's helped us out in the past with like Goldberg, and he helped us get Frank Harris back on the show over the summer.
Yeah.
He was not happy with me.
Who wasn't?
My friend Sean.
Why?
You would ditch me for those UT seats, right?
Oh, yeah. In a second.
In a heartbeat. Now, my friend Alex chimed in because he knows both of us, and he said, Sean, he gave you a 72-hour notice, greater than a 72-hour notice, that I'd only be a DICK if I did it within 48 to 72 hours. But if I gave 4 or 5 days notice, that gives you time to find someone else to go with.
I'm going to show my screen right now. This is Sean in shambles right now. When you announced it, I'm not going to the game on Saturday.
And I didn't even announce it by texting him or calling him. I just said it on the show knowing that he'd be listening.
Poor guy, man. Thing is, too, friends look forward to hanging out with other friends, So he broke his heart, Mike.
Well, I mean, he's not going to be alone. We have other friends that are going to be out there. I was just going to take one of his tickets. But no, I'll go to some UTSA games this year. I'll go to at least 2 minimum. I like to go to 3. Now, the following week, the UTSA Runners go to San Marcos to take on Texas State. G.J. Kinney's guy is over there. G.J. Kinney, who had a great coaching year or 2 over at UIW. Texas State led them to a bowl game. That's going to be a great, great game. But there's so much going on in my life that weekend. I don't know if I'm going to go to that game just yet.
Look at Sean.
It's on.
Ooh, Sean's going to disown you.
I know. He's going to be mad.
He could be disowned.
Why you got to be all mad?
He mad at you right now, man. Cut you off. He about to cut you off. Your calls ain't going through this weekend, Mike.
John Dyer saying, all I know is UTSA better have a quarterback when he travels to the outlet malls. Is that what we call Texas State? The Texas State Tangers?
The outlet mall?
The Tanger outlet mall? I like it.
Hey, Mike, you might go, if you're going to go to the game, you might go and stop by the outlet mall, pick up some clothes.
Dude.
Get some shirts.
I got some the other day, baby. Clearance outlet Dillard's, North Face and whatnot. I'm trying to improve the game.
They got a good little selection over here at the JCPenney over here in Alamo Ranch.
Yeah.
They always got some good deals on men's clothing, dude, like the nice stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because now that I will be officially divorced next month, I gotta flex my fashion muscles a little bit.
You gonna wear the blazer?
I'm on day 4 of the skincare routine.
Oh man,
what is that gonna do? I was gifted this,
man. I don't think it's gonna do anything. I mean, women don't really pay attention to your skincare routine.
Dude, women all do skincare routines.
I know, but for men, they're like,
dude, they get that for men. I would bet you
man.
more women buy that for their man than men do for themselves.
No.
What if I turn back the clock, man? What if I just slim down another 15 more pounds? I'm down 22.
You're going to get that Botox injection?
No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far.
Can't even crack a smile. What was that one movie?
I'm not going to be Renee Zellweger after Jerry Maguire.
There was this one movie where that guy, I think it was what's his name? Tim Allen. He had a movie that he did with I don't know, it was like a comedy back in the day. And he had gotten Botox all in his face because he wanted to look younger. He couldn't even move his face, and he's trying to drink at a party, and it's just dribbling down his face.
Jesse A. comes out and says, if someone went out of their way to buy you products, they're trying to send the hint. Yeah, the hint is they like you. That is the hint.
Oh, God.
Because I've been told, Joe, Okay, I could always stand to lose a few pounds. I've always been told that I look younger than my age. Okay, because I get that all the time because my hair is all dark. I'm going to take off my headphones right here. My hair is all dark. You know, I don't have many wrinkles going on. I'm 47 and a half years old. I'm going to add that half to it, right? I'm 2.5 years away from turning 50.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not saying that I went out to go buy that myself. That would be a little bit weird. That'd be a little bit weird if I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go buy this. I think it's like Hims or whatever. That's like products for like beauty and stuff like that. I didn't do that. Someone bought it for me. And I know they spent a lot of money because I showed my daughter Gabby what I got.
Yeah.
Okay, so it starts off with an exfoliating scrub, right? You take like a quarter size of it all, has these little beads in it. It takes off dead skin. Okay. The second thing is something called a toner. I don't know. It's like a little spritz. Then you add on a little oil to kind of like prevent wrinkles from happening. And then you put on some sunscreen. That's all that it is. Takes like 5 minutes. You know what takes longer? Me learning how to floss. Because right now I have flossed 4 days in a row. And I'm not used to it.
Hey, you know what we haven't talked about too?
Mario Cavazos. Nombre, shut up. Mike getting a facelift.
Yeah, man. You can wind up getting a face. I'm telling you, man. You can get some Botox.
Sam Salinas. Yeah, we get it, Mike. The girl's a keeper.
You know, I was going to say one thing that we really haven't talked about too much is the expansion of UTSA. So UTSA is going to be buying the old or the abandoned USAA building downtown that's off of St. Mary's.
Really?
So UTSA plans to go ahead and purchase that 18-story downtown office building. And they're going to go ahead and, you know, make it part of their expansion downtown. They plan to fill that up with, you know, about 500 or so students, you know. And
is it going to be like living spaces? Or is it going to be?
No, it's not going to be living space. It's going to be an actual campus downtown. So students can go in there and, you know, continue their higher education. And the cool thing about this is that they have a parking garage that can hold up to 500 vehicles. So it's adjacent to the building.
That's weird because it's a skyscraper, for crying out loud.
It's pretty big, the building, you know, but they already have a presence downtown. You know, it's a little bit off there by Market Square, off the beaten path there. But this is more of a centralized location on St. Mary's. So, you know, UTSA going to be expanding. They said that the property was worth an estimated about $22 million. So UTSA has already signed a promissory note to go ahead and purchase the property.
Might have got a deal out of it all.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. Let's give some love to MCS General Contracting, man. They have that diamond hard concrete, baby. Let's give some love to Chris Leha and the fellas.
Sure. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That's right, man. They do a fantastic job, man.
Yeah, and the chat that we have here is powered by MCS General Contracting. So make sure you give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155 so you can get that diamond hard concrete in your life.
That's right, baby. They do a fantastic job, and I'm just really, really impressed by what they do.
Professionals.
They did a fantastic job. They built a sidewalk for me on the side of my house. I was having some issues with it ponding. My dogs were digging out there. The parts of the slab that were being exposed that should have been exposed. Like they were digging deep into it, and then the rain made it worse. They came in there. They didn't make fun of me about it because I felt bad. I was really upset about it all. They made it better, man. It looks good. The sidewalk looks good. I remember when it first started raining, I went outside and I did a TikTok video. I did a Twitter video. Yeah. And I showed that the water went off to the side perfectly fine.
Yeah, so they do great work, man. If you want it done right the first time, give our boys over at MCS General Contracting a call. Again, the number is 210-774-9155.
Was seeing the story on SA.com, mysa.com, talking about a card shop that got broken into. Who would break into a memorabilia store?
Hey, man, that's big money nowadays, man.
It was called TCG Exchange Card Shop. Katie Barber, a good friend of mine, by the way. She's a fantastic writer. She used to work at Alpha Media when I was at San Antonio Sports Star. Was saying that the owner of a San Antonio card shop is reeling after a break-in deprived him of merchandise over the weekend. Now there's a GoFundMe to support them. The owner of the company, TCG Exchange, which is located on Babcock Road, says that the theft happened Saturday morning, 2:30 in the morning. They took out binders worth of cards and boxes worth of memorabilia, roughly $15,000.
Screams to me of an inside job. Somebody knew exactly what was there.
Think so?
Think so, man. You're not going to just go in there randomly and break into a card shop and just take random binders of stuff, you know?
Right.
So they know what's in those binders more than likely and what's in those boxes that they're taking that has memorabilia.
Now, I saw the story also on mysa.com, written by Polly Anna Rocha, food reporter for the company, for MySA, saying that Mrs. Kitchen Soul Food Restaurant needs help reopening. Have you been to Mrs. Kitchen?
I've never been.
Dude, Mrs. Kitchen is really good, man. That's a really good place. I've been there maybe 2 or 3 times. It's in, what's that area? Windcrest?
Okay.
It's in Windcrest. Apparently, food prices and rent prices have been so high that it forced them to shut down for a while. Now they're doing a GoFundMe right now to see if they can get enough public support to reopen this restaurant. Soul food is amazing, dude. I mean,
I've tried it out.
I don't know if you ever had soul food.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about the ribs and the fried chicken and the
greens,
collard
mashed
greens,
potatoes,
and mashed potatoes.
cornbread.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
man.
it is delicious. The desserts are amazing. You're gonna walk in and out with 4,000 calories, dude. It's
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
it's a big deal. But again, they're looking for some help here. It says My Kitchen Soul Food Kitchen has been open since 2011, but things got kind of pricey for them. They had to shut down their doors for a while. Now they're trying to reopen, but they need public support to reopen. Look at that chicken, dude.
Looks good.
That
man.
is some good
but
stuff.
you know, it's probably just the prices of everything in general has gone up. Chicken, eggs, everything, you know?
Again, they the problem with I don't know, man. I think the problem was that they moved, man. They were on the east side, small little place on the east side. They moved on over to Windcrest, and I think that's where things went to crap because bigger footprint, bigger place to have a restaurant.
Yeah. MCS,
Nope,
General
sorry, man.
Contracting, more than $1. I forgot to push the button.
So many good restaurants are closing, man. Acadiana is closing. Went there the other day. Had some blackened chicken. That was very good. I think they're still open for another week or so, another couple of days.
Oh, Acadiana?
Yeah.
I thought they were done already, dude.
Well, they might be. They might be. Samson is saying bigger news in the area is the fact that UTSA and UT Health are merging. This is
saw
huge.
that.
I saw from the San Antonio Business Journal asking the question, does that merger between UTSA and UT Health, does it make this school bigger and better than, say, Texas Tech? Because when you combine the UTL Science Center with UTSA, it becomes a big, big deal, man, because it provides a medical arm, if you will, of UTSA. You can say they're not going to say I got my degree from UTL Science Center. I got my degree from UTSA, my doctorate from UTSA in the medical field. That's a big deal, man. That puts us on par with maybe a University of Houston at some point, because UTL Science Center is super legit. Sam Salinas comes out and says it's really sad that this has been that you've seen a lot of articles of this sort lately. These small, authentic restaurants are having trouble.
Yeah. A lot of little mom and pop shops having trouble staying afloat now because everything's so expensive, you know?
You know, there's a restaurant that's on Culebra Road called Umberto's. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's on Culebra near Ingram.
I've probably seen it. I don't know if I've been there.
Near Ingram, kind of like across where, it's like where Fast Eddie's is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's an Italian restaurant that's just so good, man. So good. And it's family owned. And my daughter used to work there. And I go by there from time to time. The place is always packed. So I question, how is it a restaurant like that? Is it because of the food? Is it because of the amount of the size of the serving? What makes a popular restaurant popular for year after year after year?
Probably just it's been open for so long, it has some appeal, you know. But if the service and the food are great, you're going to keep coming back, you know. And of course, location has a big part to play in it, you know. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. And with the restaurant business, the restaurants that seem to do the best are the ones that are the most popular.
Yeah.
You know, they've gotten, you know, around by word of mouth. People keep recommending them over and over again. So, I mean, that has a lot to play in it, in its part as well. You could be a real small little mom and pop shop, you know, but if really nobody knows about you, you're going to struggle.
Dude, Mario Cavazos reaching out right now saying that Umberto's is very, very good. Dude, I rather enjoy that place, man. That place is so damn good. My daughter has gotten me into chicken piccata. I used to be like the Alfredo guy. You know, I used to get
chicken Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo with everything. And now I'm like, you know, chicken piccata, little bit lighter, get the capers going. You know, the lemon sauce and all that stuff. Love it, baby. Love it. Have you ever thought about opening up a bar or a restaurant before?
I have. You know what I thought? I said, if I opened up a pub, right? If I opened up a little British sports pub, I wanted to call it the Dirty Birdie.
Gotta have that by UTSA.
Oh,
meat, baby.
Man. It comes from the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, you dirty birdie.
I was Tall Tale Time.
Yeah.
I was offered the ability to buy, along with a friend of mine, an iconic bar here in San Antonio about 20 years ago. I was in my late 20s, and I was approached at a bar that I used to go to all the time. I go there from time to time now.
Yeah.
But 20 years ago, they were selling. And they were like, dude, you are one of our best customers. Would you consider buying? We gave a tour. They gave us a valuation. They gave us a dollar amount. And now I look back at it, big time mistake that I didn't buy it. Dad's Karaoke on Vance Jackson and Moss Rock near 410.
Hey, man, it's happening place.
It's a happening place. I was offered that bar.
Should have bought it when you had the opportunity.
Pennies on the dollar, I was offered that bar.
Should have taken it.
Could have had it.
You could have called it Mike's.
Nah, I would have kept it as Dad's.
Really?
Everyone knows what Dad's is. Don't mess with something that's working.
All right.
By the way, I'm going to be heading up there on Vance Jackson a little bit later. Getting the polo shirt on right now because going to be going out there, and there's a school called Somerset, which used to be the old Cornerstone school before the Cornerstone moved to the 1604 area. So I go over there, and I'm going to be announcing high school football beginning this Friday.
Oh, nice, dude.
So I'm now the overhead announcer. I've never done that before. I have no idea who any of these players are. All I know is I want a Frito pie. All I know is that I want to take part in Friday Night Lights somehow, some way. So this Friday, I'm going to go over there today. I think they're going to officially name me as the stadium announcer over there. So it'll be like, you know, welcome to Somerset High School, blah, 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 blah. Somerset Academy High School. Not Somerset, not the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Somerset Academy on Vance Jackson.
You know what we need to do, too?
What's that?
We need to give some love over to our boy, Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@LockedOnSpurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
That's right. I subscribe on Spotify. I subscribe on YouTube as well. He has more than 5,000 subscribers today on Kens5.com. You can also link to this, by the way, on Twitter and Threads at Jeff G Spurs Zone. An anonymous poll by ESPN where they polled NBA executives asking who's going to be the league's best player in years to come, and they chose Victor Wembanyama of the Spurs.
Damn right. It's going to be Wemby.
Now, the weird thing is, I saw what their vote was back in 2018, 2019. Didn't happen. 2018, 2019, they said DeAndre Ayton. They said Jaren Jackson Jr. They said players like that. You know who they didn't say? Luka Doncic. You know who they didn't say? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So this anonymous poll thing that they have, I'm hopeful that it's Wemby because he's an alien. He's 7'4", and he's also a generational player. But it's just so funny how ESPN, when they do this anonymous poll, has gotten it wrong over the years.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. Jeff Garcia also has an article about how the Spurs have officially named the new head coach of the Austin Spurs. And also there's a new basketball card coming out that's going to feature potential autograph card of Victor Wembanyama. You can find out more at Jeff G Spurzone on Twitter and Threads, or you can go to kens5.com and follow Jeff Garcia's articles.
Yeah, so make sure you go and follow Jeff Garcia at the Locked On Spurs YouTube channel as well. That's where you can go ahead and see the replay of Locked On Spurs.
Now, here's the thing. We got to get the entertainment bump going.
All right, man. Here we go. Let's do it. Nope. I forgot. Got to switch.
So did you hear?
What happened?
There's going to be a new La Bamba movie, baby.
Oh, no.
Woo!
Richie.
You know what? It ain't my first. It ain't my last La Bamba movie that I'm ever going to be watching. Have a poll on Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste asking the question, are you excited about the new La Bamba movie that's coming out? Joe, 3 choices. I'm going to have you pick. Yes, very excited. 2, not excited, but I'll watch anyway. Or 3, don't want to see it at all.
Don't want to see it at all.
Right now, 57 votes in the past hour. We posted this right before the show started. 49% saying no, not excited, but going to watch it anyway.
No.
12% saying very excited to watch this movie. 39% coming out and saying that they don't want to see it at all. Now, here's the thing. The original writer and director of the movie is going to be on board. Okay? He's going to be as executive producer. Now, Jose Rivera, who is an Oscar-nominated writer in the past, is going to be the one writing the new remake. And the original movie came out back in, 1987? So
Yeah.
this is in development right now. So it's possible this won't come out till 26, 27, which means it'll come out almost 40 years after the original movie La Bamba, which is about Richie Valens. Richie Valens died in the late 50s. The day the music died is what they call it, when he died with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper. Believe it was over the skies of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
When they crashed back in the late 50s. Richie Valens from Pacoima, California. Now, the thing about this movie is that maybe it's for the new generation. But it's one of those things where if you go back in time, La Bamba is an A++++ movie. I would say that it's probably on my Mount Rushmore of movies
Really?
that I love watching repeatedly. I think it's perfectly executed. Eastside Morales as Bob. Lou Diamond Phillips coming out as Richie Valens. That was the big controversy. But think about that, Joe. The 2 Mexican movies did not have Mexicans appearing. You had a Native American, Lou Diamond Phillips, playing Richie Valens. You had a Puerto Rican, Jennifer Lopez, playing Selena Quintanilla. Do they right the wrong here and go for the Mexican actress? Go right the wrong and go for the Mexican actor, should I say, for Richie Valens? How important is that to you? Because I'm going to say this. Do it one time, fine. Lou Diamond Phillips did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But if they do it a second time, I don't think I want to watch it.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'd want to watch it either, man. I mean, the thing is that you get these actors that play these iconic roles, like Jennifer Lopez, like Lou Diamond Phillips, playing Richie Valens or playing Selena,
Right.
And you can't see anybody else playing that role, right? It's part of the history now, So it doesn't really matter if they're ethnic enough to play the role, It matters how they portray the character and how do they bring that to life on the big screen.
But how do they expand on La Bamba? La Bamba was a perfect movie.
I would that's one that you just want to leave alone. You don't really want to go ahead and do a remake of it.
Like Selena, you can remake that movie because that movie was trash. Yeah. I'm sorry. I mean, it was bubblegum. It had the family involved, and it was shown by the eyes of Abraham Quintanilla. It was so sanitized that if I want to watch a real Selena movie, right, I want to see the scene where she's fighting with Yolanda Saldivar, or Yolanda Saldivar pulls out the gun. I don't want to see a white rose thrown onto a stage. Show me the damn movie, man. Show me what happened. I want to see what happened with the breakdown between the cops and her wanting to kill herself. I know that they alluded to that for about 15 seconds of the movie. I want to see the Dateline NBC version of the Selena Quintanilla story. Ugh. Okay? That's what I want to see. You had the exact same thing going on with La Bamba, right? You know, you have Buddy Holly saying, you know, stars belong in the sky, right? And then the plane takes off, and then all of a sudden you hear...
Oh, they're saying get the guy from the Blue Beetle to play Richie.
Okay.
Well,
Mucho Mas Media and Sony Pictures are teaming up to make this movie. It was, again, La Bamba, the original in 1987, was Golden Globe nominated, and Luis Valdez, who wrote and directed the original film, is the executive producer. The new writer is Jose Rivera. He was the guy who wrote The Motorcycle Diaries and another movie called On the Road. I wonder if Lou Diamond Phillips makes an appearance.
Who knows? He might make a cameo, but I mean, he'd have to be wanting or willing to do that, you know?
The original La Bamba, by the way, was added in 2017 to the National Film Registry of the U.S. Library of Congress, which recognizes films for cultural and historic importance. La Bamba was also nominated for a Song of the Year at the Grammys. Los Lobos.
I remember that. Los Lobos.
Dude, they were great, man. It's amazing because Richie Valens' career was so short-lived. And the La Bamba cast is classic because if you go back in time, who the hell was Lou Diamond Phillips? I mean, he was what, that dude from Stand and Deliver? Was Stand and Deliver before or after?
I don't know. I want to say that it was before.
It was after, 1988.
Huh.
So he wasn't even that guy. He was just basically a nobody. He was before he played Chavez on Young Guns.
Yeah.
So the cast was amazing, man. Isai Morales playing Bob. Elizabeth Pena, the late Elizabeth Pena, playing Rosie Morales. Joe Palantino, Joe Pantoliano. There you go. That's that guy that's in every movie. He was also Cypher in The Matrix. He was also in Risky Business as the pimp.
Oh, God.
He's been in everything, dude. He played Bob Keane. Remember when Bob gets mad because they shortened the name from Venezuela to Valens, and he goes, "It could have been worse. You could have been Ricky Zuela."
Jeez, bro.
Head of a fist saying, "Richie!"
Yeah, Richie.
Dude, that's so iconic scene. Him at the little bridge. Sam's coming out and saying, Mike says, quote, "I want to see Selena get capped."
You probably do, man.
I want to see the story, man.
Hey, man, isn't Yolanda due to be getting out soon?
Yolanda due to be eligible for parole next year.
If she gets paroled, man, she ain't going to make it out in the streets, bro.
Anything for Salinas.
No, man. She going to...
Drew Show saying, is Mike saying he wants to see the death scenes of Richie Valens and Selena? That's like an Elvis movie ending with the king dying, pushing the turtle to the throne. Damn, Mike. You know what? If it happened, it happened. You know what? When I watched the movie JFK, they showed JFK getting killed. Okay? When I see movies about Billy the Kid, they show Billy the Kid getting shot. Okay? I want to see what happened.
Man, no.
What? Because they're Mexican? Come on, man.
I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that, dude. Nobody.
Dude, okay, you can't tell the story of 90s movies like Boys in the Hood without homeboy getting shot in the alley and seeing it.
Man, but it's
they can't just fade to black and then go to a scene of a funeral home or a
ain't
cemetery.
Nobody wanted to go see a Selena movie and watch that. Dude.
How about just a Selena movie without Abraham Quintanilla and AB? How about that? That's all I want. a legit story. God, that was so sanitized. That J-Lo movie, and I know it was filmed partially at Ingram Park Mall, right? Going up and down the escalator. I get it, you know. Selena está aquí. I understand. But no, I want a real Selena movie.
And you hate everything Mexican.
Fine. Don't show her getting killed. But then show the standoff between Yolanda and Corpus Christi police. Show me that. Show me that at the Days Inn. No?
Nah. If you want, man, that's your cup of tea, you know?
Oh, my God. Mexican Junior saying, I need remakes of American Me and Blood In, Blood Out. Next.
No, man. Leave those
Stand
alone.
and Deliver. Next. That is funny, man.
Lubbock. Mike donated to the wall. Oh, God.
Dude, did Isai Morales steal the movie La Bamba? Was this supposed to be a Lou Diamond Phillips movie, but Isai Morales was actually the star? Because I can't think of any lines of Lou Diamond Phillips in the entire movie, but I can rattle off 30 lines of Bob.
Oh,
But
man.
is Bob on the Mount Rushmore of Latino characters in movies? Because I think he is, man. I mean, I think all of Bob's lines were classic, man. I'm gonna call up the best Bob lines of all time.
Okay.
Okay, so this is according to IMDb. When he says, "Look, Rosie, you're not my wife, all right? Stop being such a drag. What's the shit eating you anyway?" And then she tells him that she's pregnant. Well, what's there to say? It's not my first or my last. Great line, man. What about when Bob wanted to have he won the prizes, $500 in prizes.
Jeez.
And the mom comes in and is like, "Oh my God, this is great with the baby coming in and everything." He goes, "No, I got lessons and prizes and stuff like that." And he got all mad. Oh, and then when Richie buys the mom the house and the mom looks at him and hugs him and says, "You're the best." And Bob just gets sad.
Yeah. I remember that.
Chris Gonzalez asking if City Sweetie is playing Donna.
Jeez. Mike ain't gonna watch it. Or no, Chris Leha won't watch it. He calls her Midney.
So there's a supposedly a biopic of, is it called a biopic or a biopic? Whatever it is. Movie about somebody, right? About Dolly Parton that should be coming out pretty soon. And people were asking the question, who should be it? Can you see Sydney Sweeney? Because wouldn't you have to be big-chested to play Dolly Parton? Reese Witherspoon's too old. Sabrina Carpenter, maybe? She's hot these days, man.
Oh, God. She's young, though, man.
No, okay, first of all, I'm talking about hot these days. I'm talking about she's on fire musically.
Okay.
Okay, she's everywhere. I can't go anywhere without seeing her on Instagram or TikTok or Entertainment Tonight or whatever's out there. She's on there.
Yeah.
Every magazine cover is Sabrina Carpenter. To play Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's a badass. Absolute badass in what she's done. People don't realize. They think of her as, okay, well, she wrote "I Will Always Love You." She sang that song, Jolene.
She's
nine
an
to 5.
actress too, man.
But everything that she's done, from the charitable work that she's done, COVID vaccines that she did you know that the COVID vaccines were partially discovered based on her funding of research?
That's amazing.
Like, out
man.
of all the people that were funding, all these pharmas that were doing that, it was Dolly Parton's
How about
research money that found the vaccine.
She does a lot too for, like you were saying, their community, helping the kids, get educated. She does a reading program. I know that. I think she even has a library named after her as well.
Now, they did close down Dolly World, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the theme park. I don't know if they closed it down. I think they sold it and they renamed it something else now.
She's amazing. One of my favorite things about Dolly Parton was when she was on the David Letterman show back in the day. And how David Letterman would have the top 10 list about whatever.
Yeah.
And they had Dolly Parton up there, and they said the top 10 things you don't know about Dolly Parton. And they went 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the number one was Dolly Parton looking in the camera and saying, David Letterman going, and the number one thing you don't know about Dolly Parton, she says, I got a great ass too.
Oh God.
I think that when Betty White died, America's senior sweetheart suddenly became Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
How old is she? She's got to be
Dolly
80.
Parton, yeah, she's up there.
78.
She just finished singing last year at the halftime show. Not the halftime show, but at halftime over at the Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
She did a performance there.
Yeah, wearing like a Cowboys cheerleader outfit
Yeah, and
at
everything.
78.
Yeah, man.
And people are like, okay, hear me out.
Everybody loved it, dude. They loved. I mean, the Cochinos are doing that, but everybody else was just like, man, look at Dolly go. She can still sing and perform.
That was amazing. Let's take a look at the MCS General Contracting chat line that we have here. Again, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook as well. We have Mario Cavazos saying that his favorite line from La Bamba is, stop being such a drag. Chris Gonzalez saying Alexander Daddario is Dolly. Dude, I like Daddario. She's beautiful. But isn't she pushing 40?
She's pregnant too.
Really?
Yeah.
John Dyer saying that I have the playlist of a teenage girl. I have teenage girls. Or I have a 12 and a 21.
Oh my God. You do. You have a teenage daughter.
Yeah. That's what we do. Tex-Mex Frank, what's going on, baby? Texican, baby, says, Mike, if you want to see Selena and Yolanda reenactment, then go to Chacho's on Bandera Road Sunday at 2 a.m.
Jeez, bro. They don't even have Chacho's open anymore, man. Like
back in the day.
Yeah, man. The dining area, I think, is barely opening up, and they barely have it over here off the ugly one on 90, Yeah.
Hey, everybody, don't forget the like button right now, man. We need those like buttons. We have all these people who watch. We get the numbers of people who watch. How about hitting the like button, dude?
Yeah, hit that like button, man.
For once. It's right there. Hit the like button. Do it now.
Yeah,
Jesse A. asking the question, is Sydney Sweeney mid-knee after her Instagram posts? Are we going to have to look her up on Instagram?
Oh, man. I don't know if you... Let me go change the screen.
What does she do?
She had posted some pictures. They made it on the X and Instagram. And they were... Elias and everybody was retweeting it yesterday. Yeah, she had taken some photos, some candid photos of her. I think she was on a boat or something in a bikini,
All right, well, pics or didn't happen, Let's see, Sydney Sweeney. How many followers do you think she has? 30 million followers, 40 million followers?
Easy, dude.
Sydney Sweeney, 21.8 million followers. Oh, I saw this. This was the makeup tutorial that she had.
Yeah, something. I mean, I just saw them posting the picture.
Yeah, okay, not excited about that. Yay, she's on water. Oh, we got an ass shot.
There you go.
Is she mid-knee? Anyone who thinks that she's mid is crazy.
Christopher Leha.
Absolutely crazy.
Oh, man. Oh, and you know what? I forgot yesterday, Elias, in the chat, he was putting that Angel Reese has a new podcast coming out, and it's going to be premiering, he said, today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. Angel Reese, by the way, her stat lines. The last couple of days, people were asking the question, is she like suddenly back into the rookie of the year type of thing? I don't think she is. But she had 19 points and 20 rebounds the other day.
Yeah.
Not a bad last few weeks that she's had there. She had a 19 and 20. I think she had like a 17 and 21. So homegirl's getting like 20 rebounds a game these days. And all the detractors are like, she's getting her own misses, man. She's getting all... Shut up. Basketball Reference stats. For the year, Angel Reese is averaging 13.5 points and 13 rebounds. She's averaging 13 rebounds per game.
It's not bad,
She
man.
leads the WNBA in rebounds. Only shoots 39% from the field, but my goodness.
I don't know if it's going to be enough to overcome Caitlin Clark, dude.
Here are the last few games for her. Here are the last 3 games for Angel Reese. 20 rebounds, 22. She's had more than 20 rebounds 3 games in a row. Points 19, 13, and 11. So you can say that over the last 3 games, she's averaging 15 points and 21 rebounds. I'm just saying.
Not bad.
I'm just saying. Any other year she'd be the rookie of the year going away.
But you're going up against Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, let's take a look at the standings again. The top teams that make the playoffs. I think it's the top 8, if I'm not mistaken, that make the playoffs. And right now, the Indiana Fever are holding on to the number 7 spot, number 8 spot, which is where Chicago plays, holding on to the last playoff spot. They're 1 game ahead of the Dream for the last spot in the playoffs. There's 10 games to go, essentially.
Not bad, man.
I'm excited for the Cowboys this year, man, because it's gonna be a freak show. Now they've got something else to talk about. Dalvin Cook joining the team. Again, Todd Archer of ESPN earlier this morning mentioning the fact that not only is he on the team, he's eligible for Week 1. Technically, he's signed for the practice squad, so it can't be that big of a deal of what they did there.
No. If he's signing with the practice squad, man, that tells you all you need to know. Maybe his best days are behind him, man.
Todd Archer of ESPN coming out and saying has a breakdown, the new breakdown of CeeDee Lamb's contract. According to Todd Archer, it's a $154 million contract, 4 years, 136, signing bonus of $38 million. His base in 2024, $1 million. Look what they're doing. They're getting cutesy over here. Then it's 27 million, 25, 28, and then 31. They're getting cutesy.
Yeah.
It's because they gave him a bonus. I'll never understand how that works. Again, Dalvin Cook there. CeeDee Lamb talking about how he's, quote unquote, going to cherish every bit of being a Dallas Cowboy. He got paid, dude. He got paid, man. Average of $34 million per year. He got paid. Cowboys taking on the Cleveland Browns to start the NFL season, Week 1. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So we're about 10 days away?
Yeah, about.
Well, we're about a week away from the first real game of the season.
Well, you got to understand that when the games kick off, they're going to be kicking off Thursday, and then they have that Friday game that's going to be happening as well. Was it over in Brazil or something like that?
Sao Paulo, yeah, Brazil. So, again, the first game of the season is going to be the Ravens and the Chiefs. Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be on Peacock on that Thursday. It's a great game, man. Mahomes against Lamar Jackson. Then you've got the Packers and Eagles on Friday. You mentioned that one being in Brazil. Then you've got all the 12 o'clock games. I'm trying to see what the most expensive ticket is. The most expensive ticket in the NFL. Look, the cheapest ticket is Texans and Colts, $57. Actually, no. Saints, Panthers. You can go into the Saints game for $23.
There you go, Mike.
$23. Dude, I go to Saints games. I go to at least one per year, and when I go over there, dude, I get lower level seats for like $50, $60.
That's nothing, dude.
It's not, and I don't even pay for parking. I pay like $9. I don't have to pay. You go to a Cowboy game, it's $150 just to get in the facility.
Yeah.
Right, to go park your car. Dude, I can go park at a little lot about a mile away from the Superdome. $12.
That's ridiculous. $150, but they're charging you because in case you're going to tailgate.
Right.
You know?
$36 for the tickets, lowest tickets to go see the Buccaneers against the Commanders. Most expensive game is going to be the one in Brazil.
That's craziness, dude. You know,
what are the Cowboy tickets going for?
Quite a bit. It's because they're America's team.
Cowboys, Browns, it's kind of in the middle of the road. I mean, they're playing in Cleveland, $182 for the cheapest seats.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, you know what happened to me yesterday? I was at a music festival in Austin over the weekend, and they had a charity tent over there. And did you ever go to like a charity event and the night just started and they have like a raffle?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they have like what's it called there when you sign up for like silent auction?
Okay.
What should I do with this silent auction? If we can go to $2 real quick.
Sure.
I bid on 2 tickets to see Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, perform at the Moody Center in Austin.
Okay, you saw that?
Okay. Got all excited about that. I put down a bid. Okay, my girl was like, put down a bid. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't, right?
Yeah.
Talking to her on the phone last night, I get a phone call. Congratulations, Mr. Jimenez. You won the tickets to go see Fluffy. We want to thank you for supporting our charity. I was like, oh, well, I didn't even know what charity this was supporting. And they were saying, well, it's a mental health. It's 2 mental health initiatives in Austin, Texas. One is for artists and musicians. The other one is for the LGBTQ community. We want to thank you for your donation.
Yeah.
We're going to send you the tickets. It's a sold-out show. I got all excited. They said, please Cash App us or Venmo or PayPal. So I sent the PayPal. Got a little bit worried because they called me back and they said, well, we were supposed to give you your tickets instantaneously, but we're going to have to wait half an hour. I was like, oh, God. But then they called me half an hour later and they said, hey, we're going to send it to you via Ticketmaster. So now I have the Fluffy tickets in my Ticketmaster account.
Yeah.
I went online to see how much these tickets are going for. The tickets are going for about $200 a pop. StubHub, SeatGeek. They're actually pretty good seats.
Yeah.
Okay. I got both for $110. Was super excited. So my girl and I were talking about it. We're making a list of all the things that we're going to do the next couple of months. Then I realized, I said, man, I have another ticket to another show, and I'm super excited about it. I got to make sure that, they're not on back-to-back weekends. I think they're different months or whatever. And then I realized that I have tickets to go see another show that exact same day. So I don't know if you know who this guy is, Jeff Arcuri.
Let's see.
So now I don't know what to do. So this is Jeff Arcuri.
Yeah.
He's very, very, very popular on Instagram, TikTok, and on Facebook. Stand-up comedian. I bought tickets to see this guy perform 6 months ago at the Tobin Center. It's the exact same day as the Fluffy show.
No, there you go.
So now I don't know what to do. Do I sell the other ones? What do I do? Do I try to make a profit? Do I just give them to a friend? Do I go to the Fluffy concert and then sell the Jeff Arcuri tickets? I have 4 tickets to Jeff Arcuri that I spent like $150 a pop on back in February.
I got the perfect solution for you.
You're going to say giveaway. I know you are.
No.
What's that?
I'm going to say giveaway, but not the way you think. I think you should give the Fluffy tickets to Sean. I'm rooting for you, Sean.
Sam Salinas going over there saying Mike overbooking himself. Single guy live. See, now I like that next phrase right there. This is a Mexican engineer saying sell the Fluffy tickets and use the extra cash for drinks at the other show. Tony Ornelas reaching out and saying sell Fluffy, his stock has gone down. Now, Fluffy's always in San Antonio, dude. Or always in Austin. Now, that one's in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Always in Austin, always in San Antonio. So I can go see Fluffy, like, in January because he's always here.
Well, it's probably because he has a good audience here.
He also lived here for a while.
Yeah.
He had a house that he recently sold. He mentioned that in his last time he was here. Jeff Arcuri, I've been excited about this. It's not very often that I buy tickets to something 6 months in advance. I bought 4 because I thought to myself, I'll probably be dating somebody by then. Dude, look how optimistic I was back in February.
Yeah.
You're
trying to call your shot.
Exactly. Who says I have Poodle Game now? That's right, baby. Poodle Game. Tim Gonzalez. Mario saying you should give those tickets to a listener. Maybe. That's so sad. Drew Show. At some point, Fluffy has got to unfluff himself, or he did. Pray for Fluffy. Sad.
Oh God.
Zesty Mike. Sam saying that Fluffy's wading into George Lopez territory. I don't think he's going that far.
Yeah, man. Fluffy, he's overrated, dude. I mean, to me, he's not all that funny, man.
Yeah.
Just like George Lopez, the jokes have kind of run their course.
They have.
It's like, come up with some new material, man.
Paul Rodriguez did that a while back. I mean, Paul Rodriguez was funny for a good while there, and then he just got stale. You know who sucks these days is Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld, man. His stand-up back in the day, back in the 90s, even up to like the 2010 time frame, was very, very funny.
Mm-hmm.
I watch his stand-up now, the Netflix special. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
He's like in a time capsule where his comedy did not evolve. That's what makes Dave Chappelle so wonderful at what he does. Dave Chappelle is just brilliant. He's always evolving. He's always on point. Jon Stewart's the same way, where they can do their comedy and make it evolve into today's topics and as opposed to it just being quote unquote observational. By the way, I was super excited today, this past couple of days.
Yeah.
I watched Modern Family for the first time last year, and I binged it all.
You got hooked.
I got hooked, right? I thought that I had seen every episode. You know, you watch it, then you go to the next season. You watch it, you go to the next season. What I found out as I'm rewatching the seasons all over again, because I went through season 1 through 4 recently.
Yeah.
Started season 5 yesterday while working. It's like, I've never seen this one. Then the next episode, I've never seen this one. I went 1 through 4, and then I went through 6 through 10.
Oh, you never saw 5.
I skipped season 5. So now I'm all excited because I'm watching all these brand new episodes to me anyway.
Yeah.
Season 5, and I'm like halfway through season 5 right now. I watched like 4 episodes before going to bed last night.
Oh, you're speaking of comedians. Whatever happened with that one guy? Remember that Carlos Mencia? He was big back in the 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, then he started stealing people's jokes.
Stealing jokes, and then they canceled his ass because they used to have him a thing on Comedy Network. He had his own
Mind of Mencia.
show. Yeah,
that was a good show. I actually had dinner with Carlos Mencia one time.
Yeah. And he's
when I had dinner with him.
Yeah,
I was in a group of 20.
Okay.
But this was back in the early 2005, 2006 time frame. Yeah. And I had a friend who knew him, and she invited me to go have dinner with them. And we went to, you know where we went to? We went to Alamo Cafe.
Alamo Cafe.
The one on I-10 in Wurzbach.
Yeah.
We went to Alamo Cafe. Okay, so Mexican Gio says he saw Chris Estrada from This Fool on Hulu. The dude is hilarious. It's a shame that they got canceled by Hulu. This Fool was a great show, man. John Dyer used to give me so much crap because I liked This Fool more than Shea Serrano's show, which was about being in San Antonio.
Oh,
This
man.
Fool was a great show.
I'm over that Shea Serrano nonsense, dude.
Kind of got old.
Got old already, bro. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the dude. I mean, he's making his money. He's doing his thing. But
hey, respect,
man.
He's got the beautiful wife. He's got the beautiful kids.
Yeah.
He's got the
Works
great
hard,
career.
dude. Works
He
hard.
has a lot of money. Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're right. Like it got stale. You got to evolve for a little bit. That's what I like about like what we do with our shows. That at the end of the day, we're gonna have sports to talk about. It's always gonna be fresh because this is the end of the time frame where we are kind of calm before the storm. College football is going to start, then the NFL is going to start. We're off and running with Wemby and season 2 of Wemby and the Spurs. Like the show fills itself at that point.
Yeah, and the listeners too. They help make the show go because sometimes we'll talk about stuff that's important to them in the chat.
Yeah.
They dictate the flow of the show.
Yeah, Tony's asking, this fool is canceled. He was watching season 2 right now. It was canceled. It was a good show. One of my favorite lines in that movie was, what's that guy's name? The main character, Chris Estrada. They oftentimes refer to him as his Edward James Olmos looking ass. He goes, how can you be 28 years old and look like Edward James Olmos? Dude, Edward James Olmos and Morgan Freeman have been old since I was a kid.
Man, Edward James
stealing that line, but Edward James Olmos, I'm going to add to that line.
Edward James almost was old, and was it that one high school movie? What was it called?
Jaime Escalante, Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, Stand and Deliver, bro. He was already old then, man. And he was young back then.
Okay. That movie came out in 1988, right?
Yeah.
He was old back then. Okay, check this out, right? I am 6 years older than what Edward James Olmos was.
Damn.
When Stand and Deliver came out. That's what makes me either we're getting younger as time goes on, or I'm old and don't realize it, or he's just an old looking MFer, man.
Yeah, he looks rough, man. He looks rough, man.
Mexican Junior saying the best character from this fool was Julio Tambien. Dude, Julio Tambien was only like in 2 or 3 episodes. And okay, because the main character was named Julio.
Yeah.
And she breaks up with him for another guy named Julio. And they go, it's Julio Tambien. And they go, oh, like Julio also? And then he goes, no, that's his last name, Tambien. It was the funniest, stupid thing.
They're asking how old is Olmos now. He's up there in age, man.
Almost is 77 years old. And I got to meet him in I got to meet him in Super Bowl Radio Row a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Along with the rest of the cast of Mayans MC.
Yeah, man, that's badass, dude. Oh, Sam Salinas is saying he's enjoyed the summer of bullshitting on the show. Time to get serious now. Sports are ramping up. And it is true. Sports are ramping up. We got a whole bunch of things popping off. I was just looking at the race that's going on right now in MLB. Teams are starting to go ahead and start getting themselves positioned for the playoff berth that is coming up in October. So these games matter now, so it's going to be a great time for you if you're a fan of Major League Baseball, because these games are going to be highly competitive.
Did you see Ohtani the other day got to 40-40?
Yeah, man.
41 homers, 41 stolen bases. He's got a month and a couple of days to try to get to 50-50.
You still hear the crack of that bat?
Dude. Looked at my girl. I was like, what the hell was that? She was a college softball player.
He made it thunder in the stadium, dude.
She was a college softball player back in the day. She just looked at me and went, what the hell was that? I was like, that was the most pure sounding hit I had ever seen, ever heard. It was like it. I'm not trying to exaggerate.
Yeah.
It startled people. Like we saw, we got a Bregman bomb to end the game, right? Walk-off homer. It was a good hit. It was like, and it went over the fence in left field, right?
Yeah.
Yay, they won, right? But when Ohtani hit that home run, he hit into the concourse 450 feet. That 450 is lying. That thing was 500, man. It had to have been 500.
Had some heat on it.
And when he hit it, it was a laser, and it was a crack of a whip. It wasn't like a crack of a bat. It was a whip. And then he had a stolen base. He was safe by like 8 feet. Wasn't even close. 41 homer. Back in the day, Jose Canseco was considered to be like an all-time great season when he had a 40-40 year. What was it, back in like 88 or 89?
Yeah.
Dude. Shohei Ohtani got that all done. What? Month and a half to go in the season? Oh, by the way, he pitches.
Yeah.
I'm looking at stats right now of the 40-40 year that Canseco had. Canseco had a 42 home run, 40 stolen base season back in 1988. Played 158 games to make it happen. Ohtani got it done so much faster. Ohtani got it done in 126. Amazing. This is our show. Again, hit the like button on the way out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell everybody about our show.
Yeah, man. We're supposed to be talking Hard Knocks.
Nice.
Oh, man. It's been another good show, man. So appreciate you boys in the chat, man.
Thank you for the Super Chats, Drew Show. Thank you for your generosity when it comes to it. If you know anybody who wants to sponsor our show, let us know. We're taking sponsors as well. But again, if you have any need for financial help when it comes to investment planning, insurance planning, anything like that, give me a call. 210-508-0369. Again, 210-508-0369. There's the number right there. Been doing it for 19 years, man. All the big mutual fund families, big annuity companies, all that stuff. That's what I do for a living, baby. That's why I got the polo on, baby. Got to go to the office right now. Everyone have a fantastic day. It is hump day in San Antonio. By the way, I don't know if it's going to rain, but last night, man, great lightning show at my house yesterday.
It rained over here a little bit.
Got a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a little bit. Hopefully, it's going to tone down. We're going to have that false fall, right? And then it's going to get all hot again. And then we're going to get the false fall again. Then
I got scared, dude. I was near the end of my shift. I heard a little thunder. I was like, man, just let me hang on 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes so the lights don't turn off.
There you go. You got to get to work. I got to get to work. Everyone have a fantastic day. This is the Alamo City Sportscast in San Antonio, Texas.
We'll see you boys tomorrow. Peace.